It's time for Be in the Driver's Seat with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and mental health expert, Dr. Teresa Moore. A Saturday morning mix of cars, credit, and wellness created just for you.
Brought to you by Joe Lunghammer Chevrolet of Waterford.
Plan your next vehicle purchase or get your credit rolling in the right direction with Regina today. And now, Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and Dr. Teresa Moore.
Good morning. You are listening to Be in the Driver's Seat. I am your host, Regina Eileen Woodard. Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. And my favorite co-host is...
Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. It's Dr. T.
Happy Saturday, everyone. Listen, we got one of our two favorite people on the show today, right? They join us monthly. We have Brenda D Davis, the realtor that moves you.
Good morning. How are you? You seem to be full of life today, as always.
Yes. And then we have, all the way out of Atlanta, Georgia, who joins us once a month, is Miss Cathy Washington, our financial strategist, our financial coach, your coach. You know, she helps change your world financially. Good morning, Cathy.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Regina.
And Dr. T, you change my life every day with our phone calls, so I'm going to give a shout out to you, too, this morning.
I'll take that. But listen, I'm over here laughing, y'all. She's singing for real this morning.
For real,
I
yes.
mean, she done sung. She done did the whole opening act.
For real.
Yes. Happy Saturday, everybody. I'm glad. Thank you for shouting me out, Regina. It's a pleasure.
No, pleasure's mine. It's pleasure mine that God put us together. You know, we at the hip right now. We at the hip for the rest of our lives. Don't forget that.
Oh, God, we're Siamese twins.
Yes, we are. And then if these two right here ever try to leave us too, I will go knock on their door every day and say, where you going? Ha, ha. Listen. I want to talk about the CCC. So it's raining this Saturday morning, right? And Brenda gets out her car. Well, no, I hadn't even pulled up yet because I got stuck in traffic, right?
That's right.
And Brenda said,
listen, I was in the car and I pulled the window down and I was greeting Brenda and she was like, good morning. I'm like, it's raining. She was like, yes. And I got the CCC going on. And I'm like, oh, she didn't want the delicious sweet. She talking about CC, right? She like, nah, I got the cut, color, and curl. I said, oh, you been to the Glamorous Rebel. And she's like, yes, so go on, Brenda, tell us this revelation you done came up with this morning.
That was the audacity to rain on my CC and C. I'm not having it.
Listen, come on here. But I did put that plug out there. You went to who? The Glamorous Rebel.
The Glamorous Rebel. The Glamorous Rebel joins us once a month. She just talks about hair, keeping the hair conditioning, keeping it to life, you know, but keeping it to life where it's the natural kind. I don't want to say the natural kind. I just want to say the right way.
All right. I like that. You know I like natural hair, right? And so
because that's right. You don't have a perm, right?
No, I don't. I just
got you got nappy hair. You got nappy hair?
I do until I get a silk press. But you know what? I hope y'all tuned in last week to listen to the Glamorous Rebel because she was on. So, hey.
The Glamorous Rebel, she was dropping those nuggets. Yeah. But listen, you can always go to our podcast. You can go after the show airs. If you miss it, you can go to beinthedriverseat.com, beinthedriverseat.com. And we're going to be giving away, we give away something every month, right? Last month we gave away an iPad.
Yeah, so this month already we have that. As a matter of fact, we gave the iPad away at the end of September. Yes. But in October we gave away those 2 tickets to the Dine for Two at the movie. So that's good. And then for the month of November, remember we're doing the Unsung Heroes. So they have up until November the 12th to go to beinthedriverseat.com and leave a unsung hero. So tell us who your nomination is, tell us their name and phone number, and please leave your name and number, and so that we can contact them and recognize them right here on the show.
Well, you know, the good thing about that is, guess what? If you are looking to have us give away something, I know DJ Cuddy said she wanted to actually give away some shirts, right?
Yeah, shout out to DJ Cuddy.
DJ Cuddy.
That is my classmate.
Is it that your classmate?
Yes, we graduated together. Yes, from Pontiac Central.
Well, I'm not. I wasn't a chief. I was a Husky for 2 years, and I graduated from Bloomfield Hills, Leicester.
So we'll take Bloomfield Hill Lobsters, but Chiefs in the house.
Okay,
Ooh.
so let's go ahead and get started. Wait a minute, you giving Brenda some tap, right?
Some dap.
No,
some
her daughter is graduated from Leicester.
Okay, but I'll give her some
daughters,
dap.
her baby girls.
I'll give her some dap on that too.
Yeah, they did.
As long
Yeah,
as
they did.
But you know the Chief's still in the house.
All right,
we rock the house.
So you know what? Let me give Cathy a shout out here this morning. So I saw Cathy on her face. She was at a one of the a convention, right?
Yeah.
And everything was like boom, boom. The hair was boom. The outfit was boom. The makeup was boom. I was like, Cathy, did you did it take you 2 days or did it take you hours? Well, I mean, how long did it take you to get looking like that, or do you just look like that every day? Because I don't see you every day.
Cathy said she woke up like that.
Well, can you let her answer, please? Can you let her answer?
That's exactly right, Dr. T. Wake up like
Okay. So now that we got the CCC out, and you got the CC out done by Glamorous Rebel, and then Cathy, wow, she just wakes up like that. Wow, I need to wake up like that. But anyway, Brenda Denise Davis, the realtor that moves you. What are you talking about today? What we got going on with you this Saturday morning?
Ooh-wee. That lady is piped up, isn't she? My goodness, I need some of that spirit and energy. Good Lord.
Yes.
We are going to talk about lease with option to buy. And I think that'll be a very interesting conversation and discussion for us to have today, Regina, because many are not aware of it. And those who are, they don't know all the ins and outs about it. So we're going to educate them today as to what they should do and the precautions that they should take to protect themselves.
Well, let's do it. Get your pen and your paper ready.
So, as of late, I've had several people approach me asking me if there are any properties on the market that are available that have that lease with option. And sometimes that's something that is indicated in the listings, and sometimes it's not. But if you have an interest in doing that, it's a conversation that you should have with the homeowner. But there are a couple things I want to make you aware of so that you're educated and you know the do's and don'ts, because there are definitely some things that can work for you but also work against you if you don't know. So with a lease to option, there are 3 items that you must have. You must have the lease agreement as you normally would with all of the agreements and stipulations. You must also have a purchase agreement, because in that purchase agreement, you're going to confirm the sales price of the home. And then you also must have what they call option money. So we're going to start with the lease. Your lease agreement is the typical lease agreement where you're agreeing to the monthly obligation. You're agreeing to the term, if it's going to be from 1 year or for 2 years. And you're also agreeing to the number of occupants in the home, if pets are allowed, et cetera, et cetera. But in that lease, you also want to indicate that there is an option to buy, okay? You want that noted in that lease agreement. And then the next document that you're going to prepare is going to be a purchase agreement. In that purchase agreement, you're going to agree to the price, the conditions, and the terms of that purchase. You're going to agree with the homeowner as to what the purchase price is going to be, when you're going to close. You're going to agree on any other conditions, how you're going to finance it, how much down payment you're going to need. But more importantly, what I want to bring to your attention today is that when you're completing that purchase agreement, you want to follow through on everything that's noted there. And one of the things that is noted is whether or not you want to have a home inspection, if you want to have a radon gas inspection, if you want to have the structural integrity of the home inspected, any inspections that you want to have when you enter into a purchase, all of those things are noted. But there's also a time frame in which those inspections must be completed, and a time frame in which you must notify the homeowner, usually through their realtor, as to any dissatisfactions, any improvements that you want to have completed based on your home inspection, if you want to reduce the price due to the home inspection, or quite frankly, if you want to walk away because the things that are noted in the inspection are just not acceptable to you.
So I want to just get in there real quick, and I talked to Dr. T, and I said I was going to let everybody talk, but I got to say this one thing here, is that if you are looking to lease or buy a house, you can call Brenda at 248-909-9711, 248-909-9711, and she can help you in the Wayne County, Oakland County, Washtenaw County, Macomb County. So she's here to take care of your needs. So please reach out to her. She is actually going to lease my house, my rental house. She's going to put that up for lease. To get me tenants, and the person that actually puts the house on the market pays, so I'll pay her, and the reason I'll pay her is because I don't have time to get the right tenant. I'm busy, I trust her, I want her to be able to take care of my needs, and that getting the right person in my rental house. So just wanted to put that out there.
Thank you for that, Regina. But yes,
you can pay me later by buying me dinner.
No problem at all. I'll be glad to do that. But yes, when it comes to real estate, I'm able to handle all of your needs, whether you're wanting to lease, if you want to lease a property to a tenant, if you're ready to purchase a property. I handle both residential and commercial. So whatever your needs are, buy, sell, lease, whatever, please don't hesitate to give me a call. I'd be happy to work with you. But getting back to this lease with option to purchase, we were talking about the purchase agreement. Now, normally in a purchase agreement, there's a such thing that's called an earnest money deposit, and we abbreviate that with EMD. That is money that you put up front when you write your purchase agreement, and that serves to really give that homeowner a feeling that they're not taking their home off the market unnecessarily, that you're putting some skin in the game. And when you have your home inspection, as long as you have that inspection and you notify the homeowner in writing of any dissatisfaction within the allotted time, if things don't work out, that earnest money deposit is refundable back to you. If you proceed to the sale, the close of the home, then that earnest money deposit is then applied to either your closing costs and or your down payment. And if you've put up such an amount that exceeds those two categories, then the balance will be refunded to you. But now with a lease to purchase, you're going to put up what's called option money. And that option money belongs to the seller no matter what. No matter if 2 years down the road, per your agreement, you're supposed to purchase the property. If you change your mind about it, if you go through with the purchase as agreed, whatever happens, that money goes to the seller. And quite naturally, the more money that you put up as option money, the more inviting it's going to be to that homeowner to go into that type of agreement with you. Let me say this, though. Even though you're currently, or initially, I should say, going into a lease agreement, that agreement could be for a year, it could be for 2 years, whatever you and the homeowner agree upon, you should get what's called a home inspection. If there are any other inspections that you're interested in, you should have all of those done prior to entering into this option to buy agreement, because you don't want to live in a home for, say you go into the lease and you get in there and you find that the shower is leaking, the furnace doesn't work, the roof is leaking.
Wow.
Any number of things could happen where just your leasing the property is not satisfactory. It's not a good property for you to remain in. So to protect yourself going forward with this option to buy, you want to have all of your inspections. And again, there's a specific time period, and that's agreeable between you and the homeowner. But you need to have those inspections completed. And if there are any concerns, any improvement or repairs that you'd like to have the homeowner complete, that needs to happen prior to entering into the agreement. Again, let's keep in mind that money you put on the table, if it's $5,000, $10,000, that money is for the seller. It's not refundable like a security deposit would be. It's not refundable like an earnest money deposit would be. So we want to keep that in mind and make certain that you protect yourself accordingly.
Okay, we had a little break in there. I see that we went silent a little bit there. I have one question, and I think that me and Dr. T was talking about that this morning, is that don't be afraid to call and ask questions. Don't think that you have to do something. We're here to educate you every week, right? But we also want you to know that we partner with people. We partner with Cathy. We partner with Cathy. Partner with Cathy. We partner with Brenda. We partner with Shay. We partner with NJ. We partner with people that are part of the show is because we want to educate you. And go on. I just wanted to get that little quick blur in there.
I'm glad that you did, because that means an awful lot. That's the reason that we're here, Regina.
Yes.
Is to educate the public so that they know what's going on. They don't go into different situations blindly, that they go as informed consumers. So that's so very important. But again, I cannot emphasize enough that option money goes to the homeowner, and he doesn't have to have any specifics about it. That money is his.
We're going to take a break, and we're going to come right back. Joe Longhammer just sent me a text, and he called me and said, Regina, take a break and play my Joe Longhammer commercial, play Brenda's, and play
Marilyn Walker, and also Attorney Lewis.
All right, we'll be right back. Right back with Brenda D Davis to wrap up her segment. Regina, the Queen of Car Loans here with Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. If you're looking to get into a new or used vehicle with affordable rates, I can get you financed today. My lenders are making unheard of deals where others are simply cannot. This month, ladies, I'm hooking you up with hair and makeup from Glamorous Rebel Hair and Beauty in Sterling Heights for the first 10 people who buy a new or used car from me. You'll be riding in style with the Queen, Regina the Queen of Car Loans. Just Google Regina the Queen of Car Loans.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
My name is Marilyn Walker, and I am your advocate attorney. For over 25 years, I've helped your friends and neighbors by providing solid legal advice and strategy during difficult times. My clients will tell you that I am experienced, knowledgeable, caring, and reasonable. If divorce, custody, support, or visitation are critical issues facing you, stop worrying and call me, Marilyn Walker, the advocate attorney, at 248-332-2227. Allow a skillful lawyer to advocate for you.
Call Brenda Davis now at 248-909-9711 and get started on your new home purchase or sale. Brenda D Davis, the realtor that moves you. Whether you're relocating to Michigan from another state or country, moving across town, upgrading, or downsizing, Brenda Davis from Century 21 Town and Country Real Estate can make it a smooth, hassle-free experience. Our award-winning offices and the outstanding personal service offered by Brenda Davis and her professional sales associates guide you through the maze of infinite details surrounding the purchase or sale of your home, helping you become familiar with a new area, finding the right home for your family, arranging financing, and settling in a timely fashion is our priority. Assuring that your relocation is a pleasant experience is our ultimate goal. Brenda Davis, an associate broker, is a 21-year career licensed realtor, a member of the National Association of Realtors, and a board member of the North Oakland County Board of Realtors. Call Brenda Davis now at 248-909-9711 and get started on your new home purchase or sale. Brenda D. Davis, the realtor that moves you.
Are you sinking farther and further in debt? Tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Facing garnishment, repossession, or foreclosure? Thinking of filing bankruptcy but still have questions? Call Lewis Law at 248-785-3780. Attorney Lewis has over 20 years of experience handling Chapter 7 and 13 bankruptcies. The bankruptcy code is complicated, and you need an experienced attorney to guide you through the process. We can take care of your bankruptcy and probate needs. Call Lewis and Law, 248-785-3780. We are a debt relief agency. We can help people file for bankruptcy under U.S. Bankruptcy Code. Paid non-attorney spokesperson. We're back, and you're still listening to Be in the Driver's Seat, and I am your host still, Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
Good morning, everybody. It's Dr. T. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. So, Brenda, I know you want to continue your segment here.
I do.
Go ahead.
I do. So again, that option money is the seller's to keep no matter what. Whether you decide that at the end of the lease agreement you want to go through with the purchase or not, that money is his. So it is vital, it is very important that you have all your inspections conducted before you enter into the agreement, and you go into an agreement with the homeowner as to what, if any, repairs or improvements that you'd like to see completed prior to going any further with this. Now, we're going to talk about the purchase price and the purchase agreement. I started out on that earlier, but you're going to also complete that purchase agreement at the time that you complete your lease agreement. And in that purchase agreement, you're going to have it noted that you are entering to an option to buy agreement. And in your purchase agreement, again, you're going to have your purchase price noted there. Your method of financing is going to be noted there. If you're putting up an earnest money deposit, the amount that you're going to put up and when you're going to deliver that. Some contracts say that with the offer being submitted, the purchase agreement being submitted to the homeowner, the earnest money deposit is collected by the realtor at that time and is placed in an an escrow account. It's a non-bearing account where that money is held until you go to closing. But you want to be specific as to when that money is going to be received, if any. You also want to have the method of financing, as I said, FHA, conventional, whatever means of financing you're going to have should be noted there. And then if you have an idea at the time that you enter into this agreement as to when you're going to actually close and make this purchase solid, you want to note that there. If it's going to be 2 years from today's date, if it's going to be a year from today's date, whatever that period is going to be, that close period, that sales period, then you need to have that noted. But most importantly, it is always and should always be information that's extended to any individual that's working with a realtor. You should know that you always have the option and the right to exercise that option to confer with an attorney. As a realtor, I know the contracts, I know the ins and outs. It's my responsibility to review the contract because every purchase agreement is different. No two are written just alike. And so there may be a clause in a purchase agreement that could make a total difference as to the outcome, as to how you proceed from the start of that contract being accepted until you close. So it's very important as part of the service that I provide to you to review that contract, to make you aware of what's stated there, and if there are any issues or not, we need to address them so that everyone is protected and everyone is happy. But that does not exclude or eliminate your right to confer with an attorney. So always keep that in mind. That's pretty much it. I think I've covered everything there. The importance of that option money, that you know that money is not refundable to you. When you enter into that lease agreement, you want to enter into your purchase agreement at the same time. You want to take advantage of being able to have all inspections completed, and any notice of dissatisfaction must be directed to the homeowner prior to moving forward. So it's very important that you keep those things in mind.
So, Brenda, I have a question. In terms of the lease with option to buy, who sets the time frame? Like say, for instance, if I was purchasing a car, after 3 years, my lease would be up. Mm-hmm. But who sets the time frame when you can come and negotiate the buy?
Great question.
Okay, so the agreement, I'm the liaison between the buyer and the seller in any transaction. That's why you have real estate agents. They go back and tell the other agent, if you're representing the buyer and I'm representing the seller, what your buyer wants, you're going to convey that to me in writing. I am going to in turn convey to you what my seller wishes. That's why we're going through that negotiation period. We're negotiating the price. We're negotiating the terms, which means the way you finance it and the conditions, anything else outside of that you want to negotiate. That's your negotiation period before all parties sign and agree to that purchase agreement. So to answer your question, we're going to complete that lease agreement. and that purchase agreement at the same time, and it's going to be between the homeowner and the tenant/buyer as to what the time frames are going to be. Okay. You guys come to that agreement, and that's something that's noted in writing.
So since you are the liaison, at any time, do you have to continue to go back and forth? Like if someone say, no, I want 10 years, and then the sellers, no, I want 15. So how do you barter between, like, to get them to be on the same page?
Well, again, it's about educating. Okay. And so if the homeowner is already represented by a realtor, then I'm going to be representing the tenant, the prospective buyer. And so, yes, we go back and forth. You put the initial contract in writing by way of the lease agreement and the purchase agreement. Mm-hmm. And I would present that to the homeowner's realtor. If there's something there that the homeowner doesn't agree to, then on a contract, you're able to cross out and initial the change. For instance, if we're offering to lease, the lease agreement is pretty much set in stone because the homeowner is already set what your monthly obligation is going to be. And they usually set that they want somebody in there for at least a year. Mm-hmm. Well, you might want to stay there 2 years. Mm-hmm. So you would cross that portion out, the 1 year, you would add the 2 years, you would initial it, you'd send it back to the homeowner would initial it. Mm-hmm. So any changes in any contract have to be initialed by both parties saying that they agree to that change.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
But it's a period of negotiation. So if my tenant buyer wants something, I'm going to take that to the sellers or the homeowner's realtor, and they're going to take that back, and we just go back and forth until which time we reach an agreement or we don't.
That's good information. So I like how you said you being the liaison. So the person who is actually purchasing or buying, they get to have interactions with you as well. So Brenda, tell everybody how they can reach you. Like if they I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even know that there was a option to lease, to buy. Nobody said that to me 18 years ago when I was purchasing my home. So this is really good information. So I hope all the listeners really have been taking notes down. And so Brenda, tell the listeners how they can get in contact with you.
Sure, thank you. My number is 248-909-9711. Again, that's 248-909-9711.
So, Brenda, you got to get someone to take care of your social media, to get your Instagram. You got an Instagram?
I do.
Okay, so your Instagram, your Facebook, you got to get just
Twitter.
See, but you got to get someone. You got to get someone to post for you on a regular basis, like every day.
I'm working on that.
I'm
working on that.
Yeah.
I'm working with the marketing department to do that for me.
Okay, good. Well, you hear her once a month, and I guess another time during the month you're going to hear her again when she's on with Jay from Stockton Mortgage. They're going to be talking about houses and mortgages, and I see that Brenda wants to say something else.
You know, there's one thing that I left out, and I'm going to hit it real quickly. One of the things that you also have done when you're purchasing a home is to get title work done. Oh. And that's very important because the title agency is going to first off confirm that the homeowner is in fact the homeowner and has the right to sell the property. They're going to do a search for lien holders, anyone that might be indebted to the property. They're going to do all that work, so you need to have that done as well. I almost missed that point. I'm sorry, and I know we have to go, but thank you.
Let me just say this. Shay and Brenda that's her mother, and that's mother-daughter, and they just think, when they forget about something, they just think they can just come on, just finish it out. We just need to go back, right? But I love you, Brenda D Davis.
I love you too, girl.
But man, we gotta take a quick break, and we gotta come back with one of my favorite people. Actually, she's one of my favorite people out of Atlanta, Georgia. I did text her and tell her to give me her 1-800 number. She didn't, so I'm calling her out on the air. Can you text me your 1-800 number, please, Miss Cathy Washington? We'll be right back. Regina, the Queen of Car Loans here with Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. If you're looking to get into a new or used vehicle with affordable rates, I can get you financed today. My lenders are making unheard of deals where others simply cannot. This month, the first 10 people who buy a new or used car from me will get a $75 gift card to Times Square Men's Custom Suits on Livernois Avenue. Suits for all occasions. Ride in style with the Queen. Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. Just Google Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
Are you sinking farther and further in debt? Tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Facing garnishment, repossession, or foreclosure? Thinking of filing bankruptcy but still have questions? Call Lewis Law at 248-785-3780. Attorney Lewis has over 20 years of experience handling Chapter 7 and 13 bankruptcies. The bankruptcy code is complicated, and you need an experienced attorney to guide you through the process. We can take care of your bankruptcy and probate needs. Call Lewis and Law, 248-785-3780. We're a debt relief agency. We can help people file for bankruptcy under U.S. Bankruptcy Code. Paid non-attorney spokesperson.
Call Brenda Davis now at 248-909-9711 and get started on your new home purchase or sale. Brenda D Davis, the realtor that moves you. Whether you're relocating to Michigan from another state or country, moving across town, upgrading, or downsizing, Brenda Davis from Century 21 Town and Country Real Estate can make it a smooth, hassle-free experience. Our award-winning offices and the outstanding personal service offered by Brenda Davis and her professional sales associates guide you through the maze of infinite details surrounding the purchase or sale of your home, helping you become familiar with a new area, finding the right home for your family, arranging financing, and settling in a timely fashion is our priority. Assuring that your relocation is a pleasant experience is our ultimate goal. Brenda Davis, an associate broker, is a 21-year career licensed realtor, a member of the National Association of Realtors, and a board member of the North Oakland County Board of Realtors. Call Brenda Davis now at 248-909-9711 and get started on your new home purchase or sale. Brenda D. Davis, the realtor that moves you.
My name is Marilyn Walker, and I am your advocate attorney. For over 25 years, I've helped your friends and neighbors by providing solid legal advice and strategy during difficult times. My clients will tell you that I am experienced, knowledgeable, caring, and reasonable. If divorce, custody, support, or visitation are critical issues facing you, stop worrying and call me, Marilyn Walker, the advocate attorney, at 248-332-2227. Allow a skillful lawyer to advocate for you.
We're back, and you still are listening to Be in the Driver's Seat. And this morning, this beautiful Saturday morning, I don't care whether it's raining, snowing, hailing, whatever it's doing, it's a good Saturday morning. Why? Why are you guys listening? It's because we woke up this morning. God gave us breath this morning, right? Yeah, He allowed us to walk, to talk.
Yeah. He also, look, activities of my limbs. I was able to get in my car this morning. I was able to drive this morning. Somebody somewhere wish that they can be in our very position. So let us be thankful in all things, for it is the will of God.
So Cathy, what are you thankful for this Saturday morning?
Oh, I'm so thankful for life, health, and strength, as my grandmother said. Oh, my goodness. I used to be thinking about growing up and hearing her say that all the time. The more seasoned I become, the more I appreciate that message. I am so thankful for life, health, and strength.
I like what you said, seasoned. She says, more seasons I become. Mm-hmm. Yes. So this segment, your topic is very dear to me, because I think it should be very dear to everyone, because it's holiday time. So when you actually sent the topic to us, I was so excited that you chose that, because this should be very dear to everybody this year, period.
Absolutely, Regina. It's as we approach, we've got 2 more months before this entire year of 2022 will be over. And this is a lot of time when people start thinking about, holidays coming up on Thanksgiving, and then of course Christmas. So my topic today is how do I prepare my wallet for the holiday season? And I want to give you some strategies, because this is the season when people can really overspend, and they can turn around and look, and come January, they'll be trying to figure out, why did I do that? How did I get to the place where there's absolutely, I have more month then I have money.
So Cathy, let me cut you off real quick because I got to do a disclaimer. Cathy Washington, you can reach her at 1-800-988-9184. This is my own disclaimer, right? 1-800-988-9184. Get on the phone and give her a call. If she doesn't answer, leave her a voicemail. 1-800-988-9184. Then you can go to her website, and you are not going to forget it because it's her beautiful name, CathyWashington.com. CathyWashington.com for the people in the back and in the middle. 1-800-988-9184. And her website, you can go to her website 24 hours a day. CathyWashington.com. CathyWashington.com. How you like that? Your own commercial. Right in the middle of your script.
Wow. Thank you so much, Regina. Listen, let me just jump right in and give you all these strategies because I know listeners are probably sitting on the edge of their seat going, okay, help me. I want to get ready for the holidays. And, truth be told, it is the time when it is so easy to overspend. And so the first tip that I want to share with you, or strategy that I want to say, is that you got to start your holiday shopping with a budget. And you also need to start with a list. A budget just basically is going to track, the amount of money. You set aside the amount of money that you want to spend for your holiday shopping. You want to make sure you know what that is. If it's $300, if it's $1,000, that's what it is. And you stick to it. And then you want to make sure that you create a list. Who is on this list? Who am I shopping for? And one thing that I want to caution, because it's so easy to do, is that once you kind of get out there and you start shopping and you start seeing all these great deals and you're looking around and going, oh, that's a good deal. I'm sure there's somebody on my list that can use that. And you will end up buying stuff that that was never on your list to buy, right? Never on your list. It was just a good deal. And then at the end of the day, you end up spending more money because you thought it was such a good deal that somebody on your list could have it. And then it turns out nobody can utilize whatever it is you bought. So that is one key thing, making sure that you have a list and that you have a budget. How much money am I going to spend? And that you stick to it. Don't go out there and do that impulse buying. It's very easy to do. It's this time of year. We used to have just Black Friday being the day after Thanksgiving. Now, retailers have gotten so sophisticated. They literally take the month of November and December, and they spread that cost out and make you feel like you get good deals every time you walk into their stores. So you got to be smart. You got to make sure that you have the amount of money that's necessary for you and your family. You set aside that money and you say, this is what I'm going to spend. You stick to it.
Stick to it. That's right.
Absolutely want to stick to it, Regina, because it's easy to overspend. Wouldn't you agree? It's easy to do.
Absolutely. Cathy, I overspend often, so I go back and listen to your tips that you have given in the past. So, we are consumers, so we like to buy stuff. And those persons, the manufacturers, know how to make things look good, appeasing to the eye, because I like glittery stuff. So I find myself attracted to the glittery, sparkly stuff. And around this time of year, you see it more often.
Yes, you do, and it's right there in front of you and ready for you to take out that credit card. Here's my second tip. Be careful with those credit cards. Let's spend wisely, right? Take out the credit card, and all of a sudden, Dr. T, you now are buying things that you're like, oh, man, I really wanted that. And it was on sale. That's it. It was on sale, but it wasn't on the list. So you want to make sure. Remember now, when you're using those credit cards, remember that really can affect you. If you overspend on your credit cards, remember your 30% utilization that we're always talking about, right? Making sure you keep those cards under 30%, because otherwise you can have a negative effect on your credit, and we don't want that for you.
That's good. That's good. So, Cathy, tell the listeners out here, okay, so how, me, it's kind of hard because the manufacturers really know how to get you, right? And so, like you said, at one point, Black Friday was right after Thanksgiving, and now they're spreading it out throughout the month. So, how do we gauge? Because you really don't, they lure you into the store, but then as it get closer to the holidays, the actual day, at one time it used to be a decrease in sale, but I'm looking and it seems like there's an increase in sale as we get closer to the actual day. So what advice would you give someone who is going out to shop? Would you suggest that they do it early, or should they kind of maybe get a gift card and go back and just do it afterwards? What would be your suggestion to the consumer?
Now, that's a really great question. What I would suggest is that you do what's best for your household. Now, I don't like being caught up in the hustle bustle of final shopping, right? Leading up to the final days of shopping. I don't want to get caught up in all that because I don't like the traffic and I don't like all the people and all of that. I'd rather not. There are some people who thrive on that. They don't have a problem, being in the midst of that. So maybe you do get a gift card for Auntie Sally, and, Uncle Bob or whoever it is. And you go back, and when you see the sales are decreasing, then you go back and you get whatever it is that you're trying to get. Or you see what I mean by sales decrease, there are more bargains, right? And there are more discounts. If you see that is something that you can take advantage of, then do that. I know sometimes there are department stores who will actually allow you, if something goes on sale, they'll allow you to bring whatever it is you bought back and get the sale price. If you're just that meticulous and you're that financially astute and watching what's going on sale, then that's another way to save some money too. So those strategies, I think, in terms of whether I shop early or I shop late, it really is depending on you as an individual. For me, I would prefer to go ahead and do it, earlier rather than later, because I don't like all the people, and I don't want all that. I don't want all that. So I think it's up to the individual.
It's funny that you say it stops with the individual, because it stops and starts with the individuals. Because what when we get credit card offers through the mail, we go into the store and we get enticed. We just have that impulse, and I have to even calm myself down not to get the impulse. Seriously. I was at Macy's last weekend, and they messed up so bad. I got American Express with them, and they just really showed out. They couldn't get they rung my items up wrong, which, you make mistakes, right? And then I want to say Macy's itself. I just want to say what happened with mistakes happen. But then the sensor that was on the two turtlenecks, one of them wouldn't come on. They went to 5 different departments. 5 different departments. And I waited a half hour. And she was like,
give you for that?
She gave me $19.99.
Wow.
$19.99. I was like, really? So here I am. I'm in here almost every week trying to get a sale, just shopping, right? And, and I buy my brother's clothes from there too, right? But $19.99. Then she wanted me to, then she would say, well, you know what? You can use that next time you come, but if you want to get that, you can place the order online, or you can place it with me, and then we'll get it shipped to your house. So you want me to spend some more money, then you're going to give me some money. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I'm done. I said, I'm good. No. Yeah. She said, you sure? I said, yes, ma'am, I'm good. So you know what? I'm taking all that in because my American Express Macy's is pretty high, because I can use it anywhere. I just don't have to shop with it. I can pay for
use it anywhere.
for furniture. I can pay for clothes. I can pay for food. I can use it anywhere. So just don't get wrapped up in that. Don't fall for the Uzi or the okie doke.
Yeah. The okie doke. That's the truth. You can't afford to do that, because you'll look up, like I said, in January, and you're trying to figure out why is it that I have more months than I have money? It's because now all your credit cards are out of whack, and now you've overspent, and you're trying to figure out how to recover. A couple more things I want to share, Dr. T and Regina, is I want to make sure that people understand that let's use some strategies, right, for all of this shopping that we want to do. Let's make sure you got those credit cards rewards and those points, that they give you with those cards. Let's use those. You can literally cash those in for, gift cards and etc. Don't let that money just go out the window. Make sure you're taking advantage of that. And the final thing that I will say with our listeners is that you want to make sure for these big ticket items, why don't we come together? Aunties and uncles, hey, my nephew wants XYZ. Let's come together and let's figure out how we do that. Let's do that collectively. At the end of the day, the kid is all they're going to be concerned about is the item. So you as adults, let's use some strategies and some wisdom and say, how do we come together and make this thing work? Maybe we just, in my family, I have a pretty large family. What we typically do is we say, listen, we're going to buy for the kids, but we're, as adults, we're going to do some, white elephant or whatever they call it. Actually, we call it angel gift because my sister was transitioned a few years ago, and we do it started doing it in memory of her. So she started the whole tradition before she transitioned, and so we just continued it, and we call it our angel gift. So everybody brings a gift for $20. And we put it all in, and we make it. It's just part of our holiday tradition. So there's some strategies that you can use to make this whole, shopping experience, this whole holiday season, not be stressful for you and your family.
I like that you said that. But go ahead with your last point, because I'll talk too much if I say what I want to say.
No, I think I actually hit it, Regina, and that is just making sure that we use some strategies that we use, come together on these big ticket items. We use our credit card, our rewards points, and we start out with a plan, a budget and a plan for how we're going to spend our money during the holidays.
Well, what I was going to say was that I was just thinking that for the holidays, I usually exchange some gifts with some friends that they're my family, right? And I was thinking, I'm only going to do for the kids this year. I'm going to do something small for y'all. Y'all ain't got to do nothing big for me. But I'm going to focus on the kids. I am. Because Christian's in college, and I got my godson, my goddaughter, which is George Payne, and my godbaby name, they probably smack me if they were listening, because Camille. And so I got Christian, I got Cam, I got the little ones, and I got... the Greens baby girl. I can't. Oh God, yeah. Chelsea. So I got the little ones, right? So I'm kind of like, and my god kids are grown, right? So I'm for them. I'm for my god kids and my nieces and my nephews, right? And the adults, right. It's gonna be a little something I'm gonna do for them. And I was just thinking that.
So I have a whole different outlook even on holidays and things in general. Christmas for me is every day. Thanksgiving for me is for every day. And a lot of the things that I want, I purchase. So, I personally, for me, I would rather spend time with the individual. In terms of
So you
kids,
want me to come over on Christmas?
So it's more beneficial for me to spend time than to get a gift. Because I truly believe that when you are a giver, God allows things to come back to you.
So again, I'm coming over on Christmas then for a minute so you can see me.
That's fine. But you need to come and receive your gift. I'm the gift. You need to come receive your gift.
I love the way you said that. That was what? I'm not even going. I love the way you put God in that and saying that because I do.
Yeah.
But I'm still waiting on, for you all. Just so you know, I know we got to wrap this up and take a break. But I'm still waiting on my present for my birthday.
So for those of you all in the land that's listening, know that Dr. T is really big on birthdays. I don't really celebrate a lot of other holidays, but birthdays is the only day that is exclusive for you. There may be many people that have your same birthday, but that's your day of recognition.
Her day of recognition, and I haven't gotten my gift. My birthday was July 25th. We're going to take a break because Joe Longhammer just called and he said, Regina, it's time for a break. I'm just kidding. She's taking me out to dinner. We just haven't set that date because I've changed my whole diet and my whole lifestyle. I've lost 30 pounds. So, I don't do some of the things I used to do, and I don't put a lot of the food I used to put in my mouth.
That
right?
sounds like somebody that got saved. I don't do the things that I used to do. You hear that, Cathy?
I've always been saved. My whole diet has changed. So I've lost 30. I got some more weight I want to lose. So, hey. All right, we'll be right back. Hey, Cathy, thank you for joining us. But give us, how can we reach you real quick?
Absolutely. You can dial 1-800-988-9184, 1-800-988-9184, or CathyWashington.com. That's Cathy with a C, CathyWashington.com. I am your financial life coach. Take care, everybody.
Take care.
Later, Cathy.
All right, take care. We'll be right back. Regina, the Queen of Car Loans here with Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. If you're looking to get into a new or used vehicle with affordable rates, I can get you financed today. My lenders are making unheard of deals where others are simply cannot. This month, ladies, I'm hooking you up with hair and makeup from Glamorous Rebel Hair and Beauty in Sterling Heights for the first 10 people who buy a new or used car from me. You'll be riding in style with the Queen, Regina the Queen of Car Loans. Just Google Regina the Queen of Car Loans.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
So super excited about this last segment of the show is because this is part 2. Part 1 was last week on leasing versus buying or buying versus leases. So I'm going to give you part 2 today. Part 2 is vehicle return. You know, the good thing about when you're buying a vehicle, you have to deal with selling or trading your vehicle and your car. And you can decide whether you want a different one. When you're buying one, you make that decision when you want to trade in your car when you're buying. So that's good, but you also got to go, I always tell people, shop your trade, see what it's worth, negotiate, but you decide when you're buying. But when you're leasing a vehicle, you have that date, that closure date, that end date. You know, you just like you said in our previous shows, when your 3-year lease is up, I mean, what do you know what to do? You got to come in and turn your vehicle in.
Or you can purchase it, right?
Or you can purchase that vehicle at the end of your lease. And if you're leasing that vehicle and you want to purchase it, on the contract, there is a part on there that says that it's your buyout price. And you can buy that out. You can buy that out at the end of your lease.
So let me ask you this question, Regina. So you can buy it out at the end of the lease, but most of the people that I know of, the reason why they go through leasing is because it's a cheaper monthly amount. But when you get ready to buy the vehicle, does it increase your monthly payment?
Wait a minute, can you repeat that question one more time?
So many of the people that I know, they chose leasing over buying in the beginning because it was a lower monthly payment. And so I'm asking, when you get ready to purchase the vehicle after leasing it, does your monthly payment go up?
Well, this is for the front, people in the front and the middle and the back, and that's why I had to repeat the question. So that's a great question. If you're done leasing your vehicle, does your monthly payment go up? You have to be approved for that. People think that I'm leasing, I can just buy my vehicle and you don't have to get approved. Yes, you do. You still have to get approved to buy that car. And your monthly payment may go up because of your credit. Wow. It just depends. It depends on what the market is, how interest rates are at that time. People lease because it's cheaper to lease. That's how it usually been in the past. It's cheaper to lease a car, and you lease the car instead of buying it. But it really just depends. Your payment could be the same. It could be higher. It's a lot of things that goes into factor then. You can't estimate. If you have great credit, you might can estimate what your payment is and when your lease is up. But you better make sure you keep your credit together, right? Good. So you can only estimate, right? Okay. But let me just say this is, think about your pros and cons, whatever you do. Think about it, because when you're buying your vehicle depreciates, right? And if you look to trade in, that's your equity. If you're buying it, you may owe $12,000 on your car but it might be worth $15,000. That's your equity. Pay the bank off and put that $3 in your pocket.
That's good.
But when you're leasing your car, on a plus side of leasing, it doesn't affect you financially, right? But because times are so good now, right, you're able to trade that car and maybe get some money back. But usually in the past and in the future, because the market is going to catch up, you turn your lease in, you walk away, and you don't get in that equity. People are only getting that because of COVID. But usually you turn in, you walk away. But two more points is mileage. You're free to drive when you want to drive when you lease a car. You can drive all the way to California. That's your vehicle. Those are the miles that you're putting on your vehicle.
Oh, that means the buying, when you're buying.
When you're buying. Okay. You can drive as many miles as you want.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to Cincinnati, you can go to Tennessee, you can go to California, you can go to New York, you can go to Atlanta, you can go to Texas. So it doesn't matter where you go. You can just drive. But when you're leasing, you got to drive those certain miles, 10,000, 12,000, 15,000 miles, or buy more miles up front. But remember, if you go over your miles, you're going to be charged.
Wow. So that's good. And most people don't know that when you go over your miles, you're charged.
Yeah. Or they think, I can just drive. Had a guy who actually, they did a 36,000 mile lease. They got 9,000 miles in their vehicle now. What?
That's almost like buying the vehicle.
No, but that's crazy. That's crazy. And the reason I say it's crazy because you got to be thinking about if you're going over in the miles, you got to do something. You got to call your salesperson, or you can call me, or you can go to my website 24 hours a day, ReginaTheQueenOfCarLoans.com, put the application in. I'm there to ask questions for you.
Let me ask you this. So even after I lease the vehicle, I can call you 6-8 months later and say, hey, I need to buy additional miles?
No, you can't. That's a great question. No.
Okay.
Your contract is bound. The contract is what it is. Doesn't matter where you are. I don't know any leasing company right now. Once you sign that contract, you don't call back and say, I want extra miles.
So you have to get additional in the beginning.
Yeah, GM Financial doesn't offer that, and I know Ford doesn't because I worked for Ford for a few years.
Okay. So the good thing is in the beginning, if you drive a lot of miles, that you need to get those additional mileage. That's good.
And you need to be mindful. That's all. Maybe you have a second car. Maybe you want to drive that car and you want to flex, and then you got your other car you just want to drive as paid for.
But when you just think about it. 96,000 miles, that's like
90,000.
90,000 miles. You're literally driving. Oh my God, almost 10,000.
But they did have. It was for a good reason.
Yeah.
But GM Financial don't care. Her wife got sick. She had open heart surgery, emergency. She was sick. She's good. She's okay now.
God bless her.
God bless her soul. But he had legit reason. But GM Financial don't care.
And
they want their money.
I'm glad you're bringing that out because, situations happen in our life that we may not have control over, but still people want their money when they still want you to honor the contract.
But that's when you pivot. That's when you got to pivot. You got to call and ask questions. Let me just say this. If you're looking to buy a car from me, I'm there for you, right? I'm there to educate you. I'm there to do it. But don't get me on the phone and call me and think you're going to talk to me for 20 minutes for free. I don't. I do. I educate on the show. I educate when you call me. But if you're looking to go buy a car somewhere else and you want my help, there is a fee. Let me just say that. Because Joe Longhammer supports this program, be in the driver's seat, right? And I sell cars, right? But I'm not there to walk you through the process of buying a car somewhere else where you want me to look over your contract or tell you the right question. I'm there for you if you have a 5-minute question.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just got to say that. I can't. That's not how I operate. But my last name, because I want to get into what you want to talk about. But excessive wear and tear. When you're driving a leased vehicle, you have to be mindful of the wear and tear on the vehicle when you're leasing. You're responsible. So there is a product you can buy that helps you with, $1,000 worth of wear and tear. If something happens, you can get it fixed. So know that they have products. They have products out there that you can buy when you lease your car. You got your kid. You're going to spill some. You may tear the seat, or you got a dog. Those are products out there. You can buy it. But when you're leasing, when you're buying, you can do what the world you want to do. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. Who cares? Don't nobody care. It's your vehicle.
All right, that's good. That's good information. So when you're leasing, the vehicle does not belong to you. You're actually leasing for an amount of time.
We they don't like to say renting. They call it leasing, but it's renting. It's just a sophisticated word. Back in the day when I first got in the car business, many years ago, we used to call it smart buys. Then they changed that, which was good because that smart buy messed me up. And I could smack my salesperson if I knew where she was, or if she was around. By the time I got turned that vehicle in, I would have smacked her because she gave me misinformation.
Well, I'm glad
because I drove.
I'm glad you give grace now to those that may have done something in the past.
I do.
So listen, so this part we're going to talk about. Regina was talking about leasing versus buying, and I want to talk about the difference between a psychiatrist and a psychologist. So most people ask me all the time, Dr. T, do you prescribe meds? No, I do not prescribe meds. So a psychiatrist is a medical doctor that they actually prescribe medication. And this medical doctor, when you go see the psychiatrist, you're not seeing the psychiatrist for 45 to 53 minutes like you would see Dr. T. You're seeing the psychiatrist for about 15, 20 minutes tops. You go in and he's literally evaluating your medication, making sure that the meds that he prescribes are effective. Want to talk about your symptoms. The purpose of a psychiatrist really is to be focused on the medical disorder.
So, I'm glad that you're bringing that about is because, people have to know the difference.
Yeah.
And that's all about us educating folks, educating our audience, because I knew the difference, but some people don't.
Yeah.
You got to know what your doctor does, or what they got that DR in front of their name. What do they do?
Absolutely. And so a lot of people think that the psychiatrist is the one that you sit and you kind of do talk therapy with. No, it's not. The person that you do talk therapy with is your psychologist and your psychotherapist. So there's a difference. So the psychiatrist's job is to literally to maintain your medication, make sure that your meds are effective with you, that they're actually working properly. If you're having some more triggers than you were used to having, then that's the person you talk to about that. And so again, that's not a long period of time that you sit before them. But a psychologist, that's a different type of person. This person actually diagnose, they do assessments, they do talk therapy, and there's a few states though that psychologists actually prescribe medications, but very few. We don't have any in the state of Michigan. We do not prescribe medications, and we do talk therapy. So most of the time, talk therapy is for 45 to 53 minutes. So you're familiar with talk therapy, right? Sitting on the couch, right?
Yes,
and so
sitting on the couch.
We're focused on coping skills. We're focused on helping people recover from trauma. We're focused on doing mental health assessments, and we can even do those for the court. Psychologists do that. So we diagnose, we assess, and we treat mental illness, and we focus a lot on identity and triggers. So that's a lot different from a psychiatrist. So I just wanted to bring that out. So most psychologists are they're people you can sit and have open conversations with them, and they can talk to you, and let's put some a plan together to help you cope through some of these things that you're going through. So Regina.
Well, you know what? It's all about coping, because we don't think about things till we get in the midst of it.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking about, something's coming up. For instance, my mom's birthday is Wednesday. Yeah, no, she passed in September. Yeah. So her birthday is on the 2nd.
Yeah.
It's like that's my mama day.
How you gonna celebrate her?
No, so I'm going to work, but me and my and you can join us too. Me and my she like my god sister. Mm-hmm. She actually took care of my mom. We're actually going to dinner.
That's good.
We're gonna pick a place. We're gonna go just enjoy. We're gonna celebrate my mom.
So I'm big on celebrations, right?
Yeah.
And so oftentimes when anniversaries and stuff come, triggers, things that remind us of that person, it causes us to have grief symptoms. We may be sad, but I choose to celebrate that person. Think about the life that they lived and the positive things that they brought to my life.
So actually, I made a mistake. We already celebrated it. So I said we did. We already celebrated it. Mm-hmm. I said November 3rd. I'm getting my weeks messed up here because I'm loving our conversation. But we celebrated already my mom's birthday. I'm getting my weeks messed up. I'm just got a lot going on.
That's okay.
But yeah, so we celebrated it. We went to dinner. We had fun, and I mean, we talked about good times. Talked about the old times with my mom.
And that's good. And so when you look in the mirror, you still see your mom.
Yeah,
so
well,
you see her.
Yeah. I look at her because my mom used to wake up every morning and put makeup on. Even when she got sick, she was like, it may take me a little while to get in this walker to get to this chair in the living room, but I'm putting my makeup on. And guess what? Yeah. I don't leave out the house now without makeup. I mean, come on now. Maybe once a week you might see me without makeup, but I might go to the store or something, but I usually, when you see me, I'm gonna have my makeup on.
That's honoring your mother. So as you
no, it's in the blood. I don't know. It's you can call it my mother, but I got my mother. I didn't realize how much I was like my mother until my mother passed.
Yeah, that's
good. Trait it was there, laying dormant.
Listen, oftentimes our parents will tell us something and we be, smart mouth and rolling our eyes, and
that
they say
me.
you live long enough. You live long enough, you'll be able to experience it. So now some of the things that our mothers may have told us, now we are actually seeing it being made manifest.
Yes,
so
yes.
That's good. So
yes.
I'm glad you celebrated your mother. Oftentimes people don't celebrate. They choose to, they go through depression. They choose to stay in the house and dealing with grief. But I'm a person that say, let's celebrate life. Because you're still alive. Even after the person passes on and, they go on to be with the Lord, there's still life to be celebrated. And that person wouldn't even want you to lay dormant and die. They would want you to celebrate life.
So we hope you enjoyed our show today. We know we know that you guys always do. Again, if you know anybody that wants to give away an item or merchandise on the show, we want to partner with you. And we want to do that. And then if you missed this past episode or episodes with us, you can go to beinthedriverseat.com and listen. And you can go to our Facebook page, Be in the Driver's Seat, and like our page. Mm-hmm. And also you can listen to our podcast there. All right. See you next week. Well, here's next week. Same time, same place. Right, Dr. T?
Happy Saturday, everybody.
Happy Saturday, everyone.
You've been listening to Be in the Driver's Seat with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and mental health expert, Dr. Teresa Moore.
Brought to you by Joe Lunghammer Chevrolet of Waterford.
Be in the Driver's Seat, a Saturday morning mix of cars, credit, and wellness created just for you. From Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and Dr. Teresa Moore, thank you for listening.